Benjamin Graham was a legendary investor and author of the book, The Intelligent Investor. Here are some of his most notable quotes. 1. The investor's chief problem, and even his worst enemy, is likely to be himself. 2. In the short run, the market is a voting machine, but in the long run, it is a weighing machine. 3. An investment operation is one which, upon thorough analysis, promises safety of principal and an adequate return. Operations not meeting these requirements are speculative. 4. The intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists. 5. To achieve satisfactory investment results is easier than most people realize. To achieve superior results is harder than it looks. 6. The essence of investment management is the management of risks, not the management of returns. 7. The investor who permits himself to be stampeded or unduly worried by unjustified market declines in his holdings is perversely transforming his basic advantage into a basic disadvantage. 8. The investor's chief problem, and even his worst enemy, is likely to be himself. 9. You are neither right nor wrong because the crowd disagrees with you. You are right because your data and reasoning are right. 10. The stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything, but the value of nothing.
You have to work for everything. Everything in life takes work, and I believe you have to be the person who wants to make something happen. Don't be afraid to take chances or follow your instincts. Life is too short to live with regrets. Fashion is about dressing according to what's fashionable. Style is more about being yourself. Success to me is being happy, truly fulfilled, being proud of myself, and doing things that I'm passionate about. I think it's important to be able to say that you did live a normal life and struggled to make ends meet. It all has to do with work ethics and being able to appreciate the rewards. We love fashion, and we love changing our style, so it's fun to incorporate some of those ideas into Mary Kate and Ashley. As a designer, you have to solve a lot of problems. Even though people are wearing clothes that are supposed to look beautiful, they'll have to do all kinds of things. The most important thing is to be true to yourself, but I also like danger. That's what's missing from fashion today. There's no excitement. We're a team, and we work together, and that's really important to us. I'm a big believer in finding your own happiness. I think with all the projects we work on, there's always that idea of pushing fashion forward. We've always had to kind of fit into what was a more boyish world. We've had to deal with so many complications. We don't walk away when the going gets tough. I always looked at magazines for hair inspiration. With the right hat, nothing else matters. We have the ability to do so many things, and that's what's exciting. I think you're either born with a sense of style or you're not. Either you care or you don't. When I look at things, I always see what could be. Unfinished is more interesting than finished, in a way. The fashion industry is more exciting when you have opinions and you challenge them. Ultimately, It's not about the clothes you wear, it's about the life you lead in them.
I'll be back. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. The worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else. I hate that. The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it, as long as you really believe 100%. The last 3 or 4 reps is what makes the muscle grow. This area of pain divides a champion from someone who is not a champion. The more you do, the more you get. I always say the hour of the day doesn't matter, what matters is your effort. Just like in bodybuilding, failure is also a necessary experience for growth in our own lives, for if we're never tested to our limits, how will we know how strong we really are? How will we ever grow? The resistance that you fight physically in the gym and the resistance that you fight in life can only build a strong character. The worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else. I hate that. What we face may look insurmountable. But I learned something from all those years of training and competing. I learned something from all those sets and reps when I didn't think I could lift another ounce of weight. What I learned is that we are always stronger than we know. You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. Money doesn't make you happy. I now have $50 million, but I was just as happy when I had $48 million. The success I have achieved in bodybuilding, motion pictures, and business would not have been possible without the generosity of the American people and the freedom here to pursue your dreams. The important thing is not what you have on the outside, but what you have on the inside. I didn't mind basic training. It taught me that something that seems impossible at the start can be achieved. My own dreams fortunately came true in this great state. I became Mr. Universe, I became a successful businessman. And even though some people say I still speak with a slight accent, I have reached the top of the acting profession. You have to remember something, everybody pities the weak, jealousy you have to earn. To be successful, you must be brutal with yourself and focus on the techniques that you know are weak. Training gives us an outlet for suppressed energies created by stress and thus tones the spirit just as exercise conditions the body. I welcome and seek your ideas, but do not bring me small ideas, bring me big ideas to match our future.
Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions, that we'll screw up royally sometimes, understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Fearlessness is like a muscle. I know from my own life that the more I exercise it, the more natural it becomes to not let my fears run me. Don't just climb the ladder of success, a ladder that leads, after all, to higher and higher levels of stress and burnout, but chart a new path to success, remaking it in a way that includes not just the conventional metrics of money and power, but a third metric that includes well-being. Wisdom, wonder, and giving, so that the goal is not just to succeed but to thrive. We think, mistakenly, that success is the result of the amount of time we put in at work, instead of the quality of time we put in. We need to do a better job of putting ourselves higher on our own to-do list. Life is a dance between making it happen and letting it happen. Success is not about climbing up the ladder, but how fulfilled you feel at the end of the day. By giving us the space to be human, the workplace actually becomes more productive. The more we refuse to buy into our inner critics, and our external ones too, the easier it will get to have confidence in our choices. And to feel comfortable with who we are. The essence of leadership is being able to see the iceberg before it hits the Titanic. Sleep is not an optional lifestyle luxury. Sleep is a non-negotiable biological necessity. It's a life support system. We have to disconnect from our devices to connect with ourselves. You have to do what you dream of doing even while you're afraid. The fastest way to break the cycle of perfectionism and become a fearless mother is to give up the idea of doing it perfectly, indeed to embrace uncertainty and imperfection. You have to do what you dream of doing even while you're afraid. Don't die with your music still inside you. To live the lives we truly want and deserve, and not just the lives we settle for, we need a third metric, a third measure of success that goes beyond the two metrics of money and power, and consists of 4 pillars: well-being, wisdom, wonder, and giving. Being connected in a shallow way to the entire world can prevent us from being deeply connected to those closest to us, including ourselves. What is success? It's not about climbing up the ladder, but how satisfied you are at each step.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science.